Welcome to Business Reporter's Best of British Business campaign. Mechanical, electrical and public health services are the backbone of modern building management. They maintain and protect everything from HVAC and lighting to fire safety, water systems and drainage. As buildings grow more complex, so does the maintenance challenge. Technology is advancing while compliance and performance come under ever stricter scrutiny. And yet, for an MEP provider, technical expertise and legal know-how no longer seem to be a competitive edge. They're simply expected. So if those aren't the differentiators anymore, what is? That's what we'll explore today with Chris Jones, CEO, and JJ Jones, Operations Director at Jones FM, a leading MEP services company.
Chris, JJ, welcome. Chris, what keeps building managers awake at night?
I'm going to say safety. When we win contracts and we speak to building managers, that's their main concern. And when we say that, it's looking at their fire systems, their electrical, their gas, their water treatment, and that's what we're here to do, is maintain that at a very high standard.
Yeah, I think that tends to be one of the first questions we ask when we take something new on like that. And one of the other aspects that they say is the 24/7 call out element. So they have a lot of staff that go home at 4 or 5 p.m. Obviously the building is operational till later in that evening. And sometimes they find that they place a call out due to whether it be a loss of power or a flood. And then they find that no one can attend, even though that they may have someone on standby or wherever it be. We have a dedicated team that look after that for us. So any call that goes out, it goes straight to a dedicated member. They attend site within an hour or two, deal with the problem, and then hopefully by the time the staff come back in the next day, the problem's been resolved.
What makes an MEP service provider stand out, truly stand out?
I would say it's going to be our team and it's going to be our values. Our team, again, have grown from within since the business has started, whether they've been electricians, whether there's fabric engineers, and they've grown up through the business to then get to that senior management level. Every single one of them know the values, and that's what makes us a lot different to our competitors. So.
Yeah, I think also to that side of it as well is a lot of our clients have that direct communication into myself and Chris. And that's what I think there's only one or two really in the industry that have that at the moment. And we like to think of ourselves as one of those as well. They'll know we'll deal with this scenario at hand, and then they can forget about it because they know that they're in safe hands. They're not dealing with a help desk. That help desk then goes around 4 or 5 different people, and they're having to then wait for answers. Instead, they go straight to the top. We'll deal with it. We've got the team in place to deal with the problem, and then it goes on from there.
I want to talk more about the values that Chris just mentioned. What are they and how have they shaped the company that you are today?
We've got 5 values that match a family name. J's for joint venture, O for open and transparent, N for nurturing, E for ESG, and S is for service. Those values are something that we've placed into the business from start, that a lot of the team members that Chris referred to earlier have actually come through the ranks and they understand these values. They then pass these values down to the wider team. And we feel that that's something really that is different from what we can deliver to what our competitors deliver.
I want to dig into those a little bit more detail. The first one, J, joint venture.
Joint venture. Yeah, that's us collaborating with our clients in theory. Right. So we like to set out a 1, 2, 3 to 5 year plan in terms of where the actual business is going, what goals they've got, and making sure that we're on the same page with them in terms of what we're here to deliver. So we like to say joint venture because it suits, but it's collaboration. We're working with them with the same goals. We will mould our monthly meetings, monthly reports around what they want. So the way we deliver it is not just based on this is a Jones way, this is the same monthly report we will deliver each month. They're all bespoke to each different client because each one of them's got a different target they want to hit. So,
why is open and transparent so important to you? And forgive me if I say that perhaps the industry in the past hasn't been the most famous for being open and transparent.
You're 100% correct. I think that's one of the key reasons why it's such an important value for us is we pick up these contracts, we've tendered for the contract, we've assigned certain budgets within those contracts. Those budgets are there for training of staff on site, they're for consumable budgets, they're for tool budgets. And what we tend to find is when we do pick up these contracts, we two-piece some staff and the staff might be using their own tools for 10 years or whatever it be. They might be waiting on orders for small value items like a replacement lamp, could be a £10 item. Items like that really are what we find, and that's what we comment then on in the monthly report. We showcase that the training budget's been used by X and they're going on this training course. The consumable budget has purchased this from this month. We give a full explanation of what that's been used for and then how much is left for the rest of the year. And the same with the tools. We showcase what the tools have been used for the engineers. So any budget that we assign to a contract, we show that that's actually being used and it's not effectively being put onto the contract to just be additional money.
Yeah, the more information we share with them will give them the most clearest possible answer of what they need to do with their plant and what they need to do to go forward. So the less we share with them, the more they're blindfolded and they don't know where they're going with it. So the more we share, the better.
Let's talk people. How important is nurturing talent for your business?
Probably the most key value for us is what we thrive off of. So we still have payroll number one that works for us today from 2012, which is massive for us, especially from such a small business that we were back then. We have a lot of staff that are in our operational team at the moment, none of which have come from external companies or agency staff. They've all progressed from within. So that element for me is the most key element. They could have joined us as a fabric engineer or an administrator or a supervisor at a site, and now they're actually an operational manager or an account manager or whatever it be. But that for us is where we want that continuation of staff, because that staff understand our values, what we've taught them. They can then pass that stuff, that value back onto the staff that then replace them.
We hear a lot, don't we, about ESG. How important is it really for your business and how does it benefit your clients?
It's massive within our business and within our sector. So, the environmental side of it, we've got an energy management system that we partner with another company at the moment, and that's helping us look at different structures, different planning of how plants work in time frames and stuff like that. So
I think IoT devices came into it.
So that's been massive.
Yeah.
The social side of it for us, we do a lot of stuff for charity. We've got a triathlon this year, so we'll be doing that for a couple of days. So that will be good. Yep. So, but again, that involves our suppliers, our clients, and our team members. So we like to invite them to this. I think it's a good collaboration for us all to get together. It gives us a target, and it is a good team building network as well. So,
and I think the governance element is obviously our ISO. So we have ISO 9001, we have ISO 14001, 45001, 45003, which is the mental health first aid at work. So we were one of the first M&E based business. We partnered with Mind on that, so that we wanted to achieve that for our staff. So we were one of the first M&E business in London to actually be recognised for that. And then we're also 50001, which relates to the energy management staff.
But we do a lot of stuff for our team in terms of that. We do we have our Jones FM annual awards that we normally have in June or July each year. So there's 15 awards that we do with them.
I think as well with the ESG side of it, you can no longer just maintain a building. Those days are gone. You can't just now turn up and say we do service, because that won't win you nothing. The ESG element is now sort of as good as the service element in it, and you have to showcase what you can do. And it is now always a question that is asked of us is, what's your policy for ESG? So that's why we're so invested in it, and our staff are so invested in it, and that's why we try to bring everyone together to our annual award ceremony. And we do a vast of different awards, whether it be like Budding Star, through to an actual CEO award that Chris will pick someone that he thinks has excelled that year, and they get that award from him. So it's recognised right away from joining 3 months ago through to the longest team member that may be working for us today. So,
service is another overused term in business. What does it actually mean for you, practically speaking?
Yeah, I think you're correct. If you're a service provider, then you got to offer service. You don't offer service, you're not a service provider. It's just straightforward. So, from our side, it's what differentiates you from the rest, and it's trying to find that element of it. We believe we're offering a 5-star service,
and our clients tell us we're offering a 5-star service. So.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they do. But for us, it's not. It's how do you showcase that? There's many a different sort of alternatives that go through my mind while we're talking now, and one would be, we took on a portfolio of buildings recently. They had a power outage on a Friday night. Fortunately, a lot of the staff had gone home, and it was how do you overcome that? We went in on the Friday evening. I sent my technical team in. They managed to run some temporary supplies, get power restored to the building. The staff turned back up on a Monday morning. They knew no different. But effectively, that whole weekend, the client was, as you can imagine, besides themselves, trying to work out exactly how on a Monday morning we worked towards that. But we had a whole team in, and yeah, we delivered it. And that's really just one aspect of where we feel that, you know, the call to me or the call to Chris, again, you weren't just calling through to that help desk team, you're calling the directors of the business. They can action what needs actioning, achieve what needs achieving, and that's where the goals align at the same time.
Yeah, and that service, I mean, is second to none for us. We've got one client at the moment that's been with us for 12 years.
Yeah.
This client used to renew tenders each year, and that's the way that it had always been for 10 to 15 years before that. We continually to change things up, again, join with them to make sure we've both got the same sights in terms of what we wanted to deliver, and they've stayed with us, and that's that loyalty based on our service. So
yeah, I think that's now, we're in the 17th year now, aren't we, of that contract. So yeah, it's those elements really that we believe is where we're growing the business from. So and that's where we wanted to continue from.
Talking about growing the business, how do you ensure that you stay true to those values you've just outlined?
But I mean, the values have been there for the last 5 years, and that's how we're scaling the business up. So it's a proven track record for us at the moment. It's not something that we're looking to change. We won't be changing it because we know that it's working. So at the moment, we're looking to carry on growing through the values and through the business that we've got at the moment. So
our values are non-negotiable. I think they've taken us to where we are today, and they will take us even further into the future.
Chris Jones, CEO, and JJ Jones, Operations Director at Jones FM.